Hello, fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here today for this week's WIP and Chat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. WIP, W-I-P, stands for Work in Progress, and this is mine. You are welcome and encouraged to go grab whatever you are working on and work alongside while I chat, or alternatively, you can treat this as a podcast and just listen while I chat. Today I'm going to be working on my Flower Crazy from Diamond Art Club. This is, I think, my last canvas of 2023. We'll see if I get finished with this one and I have time to work on another one. I've got a couple of small ones I could throw in. I've got a couple of other large ones I could try and finish as well. So we'll see how things go. I'm gonna move stuff around so I can zoom into where I'm gonna be working, and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, let me start my timer here and then I will just jump in. So I usually start with my life update. It's been kind of a crazy week. I had a huge fight with my cutting machine. I use a Cameo Silhouette and a Mac, and they don't like to play nice together. I actually keep two different versions of the software, the Silhouette cutting software on my computer, because whenever Mac makes an update, if things go wonky, they always tell you to go back to a previous version. My husband was trying to make some memorial decals for some of his colleagues. We had already created them at one point, so we wanted to just open the file and cut them. We couldn't get the file to open. My husband was using his laptop and he couldn't get the file to open correctly. And so we tried opening it on my computer. Well, we couldn't find the file on my computer, first of all. So then after much searching and trying to figure out where things had gone and stuff like that, I finally just said, I'll just recreate it, because his wouldn't open. I couldn't find a fresh copy, and I recreated it. And it was pretty simple, and I was just trying to make a circle around the sticker because we were making decals and stickers. And so I was trying to just make a circle around it so it would cut out in a circle and it would just draw all these insane lines. So after a couple of hours of searching, we discovered that, yeah, something in the latest Mac update has confused the Silhouette software immensely, and everyone was saying go back to a previous version. Well, we had to go back to a version that was like 4 versions ago for it to work properly. So now I have like 4 versions of the Silhouette software on my computer, which is ridiculous. They are apparently terrible about, which I will admit that it seems like every time I turn around, there's an update for Mac, which on the one hand is good. That means they're staying on top of things and viruses and backdoors and 0-day exploits and whatever all the tech stuff is. But it makes it very difficult for everyone else to keep up. Either that or they just don't care, which could be just as likely for all I know. But since pretty much the only person in the house that has a Windows computer anymore is my son, if it doesn't work with Mac, we're kind of out of luck. So we did manage to go back to the previous version and get everything working, because none of my files would open. All of my sticker files and things that I had created to share with you guys, but also things that I use myself, none of them would open correctly. Yeah, I was not happy. So we downloaded the old version of the software and boom, suddenly everything is perfect. But 2 hours of running around trying to get this stuff done, and of course I'm frustrated because I was in the middle of something else, and then I stopped to help him thinking it's going to be some quick fix, and it ends up being 4 hours later before we can figure out what's going on. So that was annoying. And honestly, I've considered, because we're not taking the cutting machine with us for various reasons, but there's lots of things like that we're not going to end up taking with us in our move to Canada. And I guess I should say I'm not sure. We're not currently planning on taking it with us because I don't think that my printer, my cutting machine, some of that stuff will do well being transported 3,000 plus miles across the border. I don't think it will be able to handle all the vibrations, and we're not going to be able to pack it up like it would be when you purchase it. You know, when you purchase it, there's all these little pieces of styrofoam stuck in there and things that are taped down to keep them from moving. And I've had the machine for so long, we don't even have any of that stuff anymore, even if I know how to put it back in there. We have considered just buying a new one and then just leaving it all packed up and taking it with us that way. But we're not sure if that's what we're going to do either. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I have considered, when we get a new machine, whether it's here or in Canada, instead of a Silhouette, getting a Cricut. But several things that I've read, I feel like the Silhouette has more versatility than a Cricut. And also I'm just more familiar with the software, so it's easier for me to do the things that I want to do. If I try to make myself learn something new, I think I'm just going to end up frustrated because I have to learn something new, and also I don't think it will do all of the things that I want it to do. You guys, do you guys play games on like your phone or your iPad? I mean, I'm sure you do. Who doesn't, right? Everybody has games. I used to play a lot of games on my PC. Don't do that anymore, mainly because you can't really buy anything for your PC. I don't have a Windows PC anymore, but everything is downloads. I used to buy lots of computer discs, the actual physical discs. I actually still own a bunch of them. I should find an old laptop and just use that to play games. Because, you know, they're games that you don't need internet for. You have the CD, so you can just play as much as you want. Anyway, I digress. I play 2 or 3 games on my iPad. My iPad is pretty much my go-to these days. I use it more than my phone. The screen is bigger. I have my drawing Procreate app on there. I can watch videos on it. My YouTube is on it. I have all of my games on it. I have like a solitaire game. I read my books on it. My other games that I play, I got really annoyed. I have this game that I've played forever and ever. I play games where you can spend money, but I typically don't spend money. I don't like doing that because I feel like you get sucked into all these little microtransactions and it just becomes never ending. My sister, once upon a time, back when you did all those kind of games on Facebook and not your phone, had it set up where she would just, you know, every time, oh yeah, I'll spend 99 cents to get this, $1 to get that. And she's like, but by the end of the month, I'd spent $100 without even realizing it. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to get into that kind of a situation. I typically don't spend money on games that I play, even on my iPad. But I have this one called My Cafe Recipes and Stories, and I played it for years, literally. And I've really liked it. And it was a game where you could still progress without spending money. It took you longer, but you didn't have to spend money, which was fine with me. You know, I'd rather wait an hour to get energy again or whatever than spend 99 cents to buy myself gems or time or whatever the currency of the game is. So it was going along pretty well. And then here about 6 months or so ago, they changed all the rules so that basically you can't advance in levels anymore unless you spend money. Frankly, it just, I don't know if it's that they're looking for more money. I don't know what the reasoning behind all the changes are. I mean, I'm sure they're trying to keep it fresh, keep people interested, that kind of thing. But I just feel like for one thing, this game used to run what they called festivals every weekend. So on Friday one would start and it would end on Sunday. And then they added some in, so they were doing holiday themed stuff. Okay, that's cool. Now it's gotten to the point where it's just a constant festival. As soon as one ends, the next one begins. And you have to do all these extra tasks, and of course those cost extra energy or extra gems or extra whatever. So it's just a way to suck you into spending more money. And I've just gotten to the point where I hardly ever play the game because I'm so tired of all the junk. But I haven't gotten myself to delete it yet because I've played it for so long that I'm just like, oh, I don't want to delete it. I probably should though, because it's not going to get any better. And I have another game that I've played for not quite as long, but still a long time. And that's one of the Homescapes game. Well, it's called Homescapes, like the Gardenscapes, but the home version of it. And I find that one, I find myself playing their little mini games more than I play the actual main game. And not because theirs has gotten to where they're trying to nickel and dime me for everything, but just because, I don't know, I guess I've gotten bored of the regular game. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep playing that one either. But then I found this new one. I came across it. I was watching a lifestyle YouTuber that I watch a lot, and they were playing it, which is how I heard about it. It's a hidden object, seek and find kind of game, which I've had those on my iPad before. I got bored really easily. But this one is kind of like world building and everything on top of it. It's called June's Journey. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I'm really loving that one. I play every day, and yeah. It's a really long explanation of games that I play on my iPad. So let me know in the comments, what games do you play? Does anybody play June's Journey? Because that would be awesome. My son makes fun of me. Mom, they don't move anything. Once you find it, it's in that same spot every time. Yeah, so I'm old. I have trouble remembering things. Maybe I'll forget where it is the next time I go to look for it. But there's a storyline behind it. That's what I like. I like having the storyline behind it. So I think that's why I've kind of gotten bored with the homescapes, that I just kind of gotten bored with the storyline. And the cafe one, I don't even care about the storyline anymore. Like I said, every time I get in the game, it seems like they've changed something else, and I don't deal with change, I guess, which will be interesting since we're going to be upping sticks and moving to a different country. But I told my husband I reserve the right to be like, I'm sorry, we made a mistake. We won't, but it is a scary prospect to think that we'll be moving pretty soon. All I can see is all the work in front of me. Anyway, this was finals week. Well, I guess this coming week is finals week, although he's already had some. So my youngest came to me earlier in the week, and he's shaking his head at me. Mom, these professors. I'm like, what now? And so he shows me this email from one of his classes, and the professor has decided to make the final optional. So if you have a good grade in the class currently, you can just opt not to take the final, and that will be your grade for the class. If you're not happy with your current grade, you can take the final and try and raise your grade. And then that will get factored in, and if you do well, then you can raise your grade. However, if you opt to take the final and you do poorly, that can affect your grade in a negative way. And if you take the final, then the final gets counted. You can't like take the final and then go, oh, I did really well, so yes, include this grade. Or, oops, I screwed up, don't include this grade. It's all or nothing. And so I said to him, what's your grade in the class currently? He said, I have an A. And I said, okay, so presumably you're not taking the final. And he goes, no. And I said, well, I don't understand what you're upset about. You just got out of a final. Why are you looking a gift horse in the mouth? And he's like, well, why is he doing this? And I'm like, why do you care? Maybe he just didn't want to grade extra papers. Maybe he wants to be done early. Maybe he's hoping everyone will just take it and then he doesn't have to do any finals. I don't know. I would have given my eye teeth for a professor to let me out of a final when I was in college. So he gets to skip that final. And then he took his last math. I guess it's not his last math forever, but in this class, he took his math final yesterday. So crossing my fingers that he did well. He's super worried about this one, and I don't know why. He's very smart. I mean, he's gotten through this whole semester with very little help, and he's doing very well. I think he's upset because this is like one of the first times he's ever actually had to study for a test, for this particular class, even in college. He's smart enough that he has a really good memory. He can read through something once and he'll remember it. And then we're on to, I think that will be his last final. And then we're on to our last semester, I hope, of paying tuition. I'm not sure what's going to happen because we got some, well, I think it's concerning. My husband doesn't think it's anything to worry about. And I get so frustrated because this is, I don't know, probably the third Christmas that something has happened. So where I live, there is our large utility for the state. And then up near Kansas City, there was Kansas City Power and Light, KCPL. Those two entities merged. My husband works for basically a contractor who contracts with the utilities to do work that the utilities I don't know if they don't want to do it themselves, they can't do it themselves, they don't have enough people, whatever. They hire it out, the contractors bid, they do the work. the job they're currently doing, they get to finish. So they're working through at least the end of January. And I said, okay, then what happens at the end of January? This is, I think, the third time since he started working for this company that he's been laid off once right before Christmas or right around Christmas time. And another time they shut down all of their jobs and didn't tell anybody. And it was before Thanksgiving, and he ended up going to California and working out in California. He would come home every so often, but he worked out in California for several months, maybe even 6 months, before things started opening up back here at home again. And I told my husband, if that's how things are going to go, maybe we just need to look at leaving now. I mean, if you're going to have to go through all the rigmarole of moving jobs and dealing with a new crew and all that kind of stuff, maybe we should just go. Or at least he should. And, you know, my son and I can stay here while he finishes up school and we get the house sold and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know what we're going to do. And of course, none of this is set in stone, so it all may change. I'm honestly expecting that it will change before the end of January. My husband doesn't think it's any big deal. So I don't know what's going to happen. But I told my husband, I'm not happy. Because, you know, that's what you want going into your holiday season, is to not know what your job prospects are going to be. And so yeah, just annoyed and kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop now. In other news, whatever I did to my leg earlier this week has apparently fixed itself. We didn't go for a walk on Monday, and then Tuesday it was almost back to normal. And I mean, my knee is still a little twingy now and again. It's not perfect, but I can walk without limping most of the time, so I'm going to call that a win. And we did our regular walks the rest of the week. So we were watching football the other night, and we saw a Skechers commercial come on. And at the end of the commercial, my husband and I start laughing. Because when we went to Canada back in May, I have a pair of slip-on Skechers. And I bought them on purpose so that I could wear them to the airport, because I normally wear shoes that you have to tie. And that is such a pain in the rear when you go to the airport, because you have to take your shoes off when you go through security. I don't know why you have to take your shoes off. Like, you have to go through the whole body scan thing anyway. It can't also scan your shoes at the same time. My son just laughs at me because he just leaves his shoes tied all the time, but he leaves them tied really loosely so he can just slip his feet in and out. I can't do that. That is not comfortable for me. And so I bought these slip-on Skechers specifically for our trip. I jokingly referred to them as my airport shoes at one point during the trip, because we were staying in my brother-in-law's cottage, and I went and bought a pair of flip-flops and called them my cottage shoes. And then I had my airport shoes, and then I had my regular everyday tennis shoes, which my husband already laughs at because they don't call them tennis shoes up there. They call them, let's see, what do his family call them? They call them not sneakers, runners. They call them runners. Go get your runners. I'm like, what are runners? You know, your shoes. Oh, you mean my tennis shoes? And they're like, why do you call them tennis shoes? I don't know, because that's what everyone calls them. But you don't play tennis. I mean, I could, I suppose. Regional things, crazy. Anyway, so I had my airport shoes. My husband is making fun of me, and then he and my son are both asking me, well, are you going to wear your bus pants too? Or do you have special airport pants? I'm like, I am not like Sheldon much. No, I don't have bus pants, but yes, I have airport shoes. And so then we were laughing because they were making fun of me. That was back in May. And then we saw the Skechers commercial, and it was for Skechers slip-ins, and they were specifically, for when you go to the airport, just slip them on and off. And I was like, see, I'm an innovator. I was just before my time. Everybody's going to have airport shoes now. I don't know why everybody didn't have airport shoes to begin with, but I think that's everything for my life update. Nothing new going on. I think I'm mostly done Christmas shopping. I do have a few more things to pick up, but now that we're not sure what's going on with hubby's job, I will be watching our pennies more carefully. We were also talking about the fact that we're going to be submitting all of our paperwork ASAP to the mortgage guy that he talked to when he took his last trip up there, so that we can try and get pre-approved for our mortgage, so we can, if we find something, we can go ahead and get approved and possibly purchase something so that we have something ready to move into if we have to move up there sooner than we think, just so we can be prepared. I don't think it would take us very long to sell our house, so hopefully that won't be a big deal. We do need to get busy though. He still hasn't found a trailer that he wants, and we definitely will need one to haul all of our stuff that we're planning to take with us. Not a huge trailer, but at least a trailer. So what's going on in my diamond painting world? Not a ton going on. I'm quietly working my way through this Flower Crazy and trying to get it finished. Focusing all my effort on this first. If I get it done, then I will, and I still have time left in the year, then I can focus on some other things, but those will just be extra. This is really my focus to get finished for my last project. I did finally get all of my Black Friday, Cyber Monday orders, so now I have all of those. And I did order a new release from Diamond Art Club last Saturday, but I used points, so I really just had to pay for shipping. We'll see if anything else catches my eye in their next couple of new releases. I did see that Craftably has gotten some new kits in. I would love to get, there's one of them that's like gnomes that I would like to get, but I want to wait and see if they're going to restock anything else, because I have points that I'm going to spend with them too. And I would rather wait and see if there's going to be more than one kit that I want to get. The downside is they only have so many of each one, so I run the risk of it may get sold out before I get it, but that's life, right? That's just how it works. If it runs out before I get it, then I wasn't meant to have it. Oh, speaking of Diamond Art Club, did anybody buy their calendar? I saw the calendar and I thought, well, that seems kind of a weird product for them to have, but I didn't realize when I first saw it that you actually diamond painted the little picture on the calendar each month. That makes more sense, I guess. But I still thought, I'll just stick with my happy planner. I bought my new planner for next year, so I'm all set for 2024 now. Or at least I have my 2024 planner. I haven't started writing anything in it yet. I have started planning ahead for 2024 for the channel. I've been trying to finish up stuff and work my way towards 2024. Not that I want it to get here any faster, but I needed to finish up. Let's see. I mailed out both the prizes for DP for Vets, so those are gone. I've been doing kind of year-end stuff, admin stuff for the channel, doing some things for 2024. I de-kitted some drills that I discovered while I was cleaning. You guys saw that one. Yesterday's video, I'm changing up the way that I'm storing my AB drills because I want to use them more so I can get them used up, both because I paid for them and they're pretty and they need to be on canvases, and also because they're taking up space. So I'm gonna switch up the way that I'm doing it so I can use those. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you know when my videos get released so that you can keep up on everything. I am also been working on, like I said, stuff for 2024. I'm not going to change my logo this year. I'm pretty happy with the logo as it is. I don't need to. I want to try and figure out if I want to change up how I'm doing my YouTube thumbnails, if I want to change up my intro. So I just need to spend some time in Canva kind of playing around with things and seeing if I can come up with something new that I like, or if I just end up deciding, nah, I'm pretty happy with how things are. I'm just going to leave it like that. But the logo I really like and I'm happy with it, so I'm just going to leave it as is. And then what else am I working on? Oh, I am going to be doing, I think, a couple of more mystery boxes. Guys, I've had extra things sitting on my dining room table waiting to get boxes. As my husband and I were ordering things for Christmas, it was like, well, once we get done wrapping, if we have extra boxes, then I want to use them so I can do a couple more mystery boxes. I have 3 of them made up already, but I still have stuff for another box. I think I'm going to do another 4 mystery boxes. Probably not until after the first of the year because of the holiday shipping rate hike. I want to wait for the shipping prices to go back down, and then they should do that sometime in January. And then once they go back down, then I can do the mystery boxes again. I'll probably do the same thing I did last time, where it's just a nominal, fee for the box, and then you pay whatever the shipping will be, which is why I want to wait until the shipping goes down, because that way it's less expensive for everybody. And then I have a free dining room table again. So I at least had to move stuff because everybody's coming over here for Christmas. That's part of the reason I decided to go ahead and box up some of them anyway. One, I had the boxes, and two, I wanted to get stuff off of the dining room table because everyone is coming over here for Christmas. We normally set up downstairs in the basement, but the basement is even more of a mess because we've got boxes and everything stacked everywhere as I'm trying to go through things and stuff like that. And so we just decided we would leave everything up here, which means we're going to be eating up here, which means I need to have a dining room table so that we can do that. I got to figure out what we're eating too. I kind of want to do another holiday dinner with all the fixins, but sometimes that gets to be just too much work with everything else that's going on. But I want to do like a turkey with all the fixings and everything. Have to see what I can talk my husband into cooking, I guess. Anything else going on? I kind of started talking about life stuff, but diamond painting stuff. Oh, did you guys see? I didn't watch the whole video, but I guess Diamonds and Washi got one of the master class diamond dots kits, and I didn't watch the whole video, but I was reading the comments, and everyone's consensus was pretty much the same as mine, that you would think you got some more premium things for as expensive as some of those were. And again, some of them are partials, so it's not even a full drill kit. And I just can't. I mean, I considered getting one of them to show everybody, but I just thought, I don't know who this is for. Anyway, I was happy to see that pretty much everything that I had thought, just kind of glancing at it online, looking through, the Diamond Dots website and everything, pretty much most of the things that I thought were echoed by people in the comments as they watched her do the unboxing. So I feel like I kind of dodged a bullet there. Oh, you guys, this is not diamond painting related either, but I ordered, have you guys ever heard of Wicked Good Cupcakes? So I ordered, I think I saw them on Instagram, and I'm a sucker for a good cupcake. So they come in like little mason jars. They have all different flavors, and they come delivered to your house. Who doesn't want a cupcake delivered to their house? So I ordered them. They are expensive. I got 4 cupcakes. I think it was $49.99 for the box. This is kind of like donuts. You could buy 4 or 6, or I don't even know what they all were. And they have like permanent varieties, I guess, that you can always get, but then they have seasonal things as well. So I bought a couple. I got a 4-pack, a couple for me and a couple for my son because his birthday's coming up. I got him the s'mores flavor and the red velvet. He loved the red velvet. The s'mores, he said, didn't taste like s'mores. It didn't have any marshmallow flavor in it, and it had caramel flavoring in it. So he didn't think it tasted like s'mores. I didn't get a bite of it, so I can't add in my 2 cents there. I got, for me, the salted caramel. It was delicious. And the cinnamon roll. The cinnamon roll was too much sugar. It was good, but it was just, I'm a sugar addict, and it was too much sugar for me. So now I've tried them, and I can say, yeah, they were good, but I don't think they were worth the money. It was 49 something, so roughly $50 for the cupcakes. And then you had to pay shipping. And there's no, well, if they offered free shipping, I don't know, Ford didn't cut it to get free shipping. I don't know if I can't remember if they offered free shipping or not. I'll throw a link to the website down below, but they have different delivery dates that you could pick. And it said shipping was only going to be $8, which I thought, okay, $8, that's not terrible. Well, you only got the $8 if you picked a delivery day of Thursday or Friday. If you picked any other day of the week, it was anywhere from 16 up. I think 16 was the next tier, and then $21, depending on the day of the week that you picked. So I just picked a day that was $8 because I wasn't overly fussed about what particular day they came. And they got delivered right on the day. They came FedEx, I think. Yeah, now I can say I tried them. But I don't think I'll be spending the money on them again. They were good. I told my husband, they're like crumble cookies to me. Have you guys ever tried crumble cookies? The big town that we go to for groceries a lot has a crumble cookies right by the Target that we go to. And so we stopped in there and got some. And I mean, they're good, but they're just cookies. They're not, I mean, I guess, you know, you can sometimes get fancy flavors and stuff like that, but I just didn't think they were worth the price either. We stopped and got them once, and we haven't gotten them again either. And I'm freezing cold today, but what really sounds good is some ice cream, which is nuts. Why am I craving ice cream when it's cold? Who knows? So that's where I'm at. I guess I can kind of wrap it up there. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. I'm just working on trying to finish up this Flower Crazy, like I said. And now that I'm pretty much done with 2023, I just have a few things to finish up, which is this canvas. And then at the end of the month, I'll do my last, December recap for my 2023 goals. And I'll probably do a year in review kind of thing where I do a thing where I show you guys all the canvases that I finished this year. But I am going to be talking about my goals for 2024 and the things that I want to accomplish in 2024, because some of them are kind of big and I need to be ready to jump in. So I'm going to start prepping some things, I think, this month so that I'm ready to start in January. All depending on how other things go and whether or not we get sidetracked by house buying, moving, whatever else ends up going on. We've got one graduation down. My oldest nephew graduated, had his graduation yesterday. So now it's just getting my youngest graduated, and then my youngest nephew should graduate. So I thought that would be a nice time for us to move, because then it would be kind of a finish and okay, now we're moving on to this next phase of things. We'll see if hubby's job ends up making that happen sooner rather than later this year. I think I'm going to stop there. Let me zoom out so you can see I made quite a bit of progress. This actually ends up being, it's color blocking in some places, and then it's very confetti heavy in others. You can see here I'm getting into her hair and all of the curls and everything, because everything is kind of outlined in this dark brown. Ends up being very confetti heavy, but you do have some color blocking out here. Like this was all color blocking of that yellow. I'm currently debating whether I'm just going to continue kind of going up the canvas as I've been doing, or if I'm going to finish this row across and then move to the top so that I can kind of leave her face till last. I'll probably just continue the way that I'm going though. All right, that's it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end of the video. Before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.